It's the R&B Show, the podcast dedicated to prep sports in the USA Today Network, Wisconsin area, and beyond. Featuring Ricardo Arguello.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, eating up all the food.
And Brett Christopherson.
This guy threw at his own kid in a father-son game.
Produced by Jim Rosendick.
The once great chef, now a study in muffishness.
And now, the best dang prep sports duo in Wisconsin. Here's Ricardo and Brett.
Yes, welcome to the R&B Show, episode number 32 of our second season, the only podcast dedicated to high school sports in the Fox Valley. I'm your co-host, Ricardo Arguello. Alongside with me is Brett Christopherson. Don't forget about Jim Rosendick. That was the sultry voice that you heard at the beginning, all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin. And hey, we're less than 24 hours past, I guess, from the greatest night in high school sports, right? Or less than 12 hours, right?
Well, it ended at what?
Quarter
to 9?
18 hours about.
Something like that, yeah.
So,
we're
yeah.
all a little sleepy.
Well, I'm fine. You're a little sleepy. You had a long night, my friend, and tossing and turning a little bit, thinking about the show. Because you're a perfectionist, Brett. Let's be honest.
I am a little too much.
You're a perfectionist,
and
we're going to start with that right away because a couple of topics that we're going to talk about. We're going to start with this, though, is the High School Sports Awards show that took place over at the Performing Arts Center. Greatest night in high school sports. We're going to talk about what worked, what maybe we'd like to see improved, maybe what stood out as well, and talk about some of the winners. So it's going to be a great recap of the awards show. We'll quickly go to what I like to call my nibbly bits. That's where I talk about upcoming things that I have going on this week in terms of features, anything that I'm covering. And then, hey, no varsity roundtable this week. We're taking the week off because of the odds kind of scheduling going on with the High School Sports Awards show. We'll be back next Wednesday. But we are going to unveil the topic for this week's fantasy draft. And by the way, it's directly related to the High School Sports Awards show. Thank you, Brett, for this idea. Ideal upcoming Wisconsin High School Sports Awards show guests. So Who would we like to see?
We've had some good ones already.
We've had some great ones, actually, already.
Yeah.
So who would we like to see co-host or actually be our special guest our featured guest during those big events?
We had a great one last night.
We did have a good one with Michael Phelps. So and you were able to get a picture with him, and I forgot.
And I wasn't looking for that. All of a sudden, one of the corporate events folks, when you were on stage handing out awards, tapped me and said, "You want to come back?" Because I had gone over to say, "Hey, thanks for the conversation." I walked back, and then they brought me back.
Oh, okay.
Chatted for a few seconds, and yeah, it's like all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, get in for a picture." I'm like, "Well, usually I don't do this, but
right,
what the heck, we'll do it."
And that makes 2 years in a row that I didn't get a picture with our guest because I didn't get one with Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, you're a Bear fan.
Oh, why would I? And I actually
he doesn't
did.
Like you.
I did with Clay Matthews, and I'll say this in my defense: I got pulled in there. My date with me that night wanted me to be in there with her, so I got to take the picture with Clay Matthews. I wasn't really happy with that.
Well, two things. Number one, Aaron Rodgers doesn't like you.
No, he doesn't. He's punched me.
He's made that known. And number two,
punched me.
At least with Clay Matthews, you didn't touch his hair like a former colleague's daughter.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
In the back room before the show.
You have to tell me this story.
Yeah, he was just introducing himself, and she got all giddy and said, "Can I touch your hair?" And
did he pull away?
He let her. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he pulled away and created a scene.
No, I was like shocked that he just kind of bent over and go ahead, he said. I'm like, really? You're going to let somebody touch your hair? But
it's
you know me,
hair.
I don't like to be touched, period.
Yeah, I know. So. It's just hair, though, guys. It's dead. It's dead cells.
I don't know.
So anyway, so let's talk about that, though. The award show, Wisconsin High School Sports Awards show, taking over the Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, venue change.
Venue change.
Give me your thoughts on that.
Let me give you what I loved. Actually, I loved most everything about the Performing Arts Center because first off, it's like a block down from where we're
Fox City's Performing Arts.
Yeah,
Center.
a block down from the Post Crescent. So I would walk back and forth. I love the dressing rooms.
Well, it also those yeah, it's classic dressing room where you flip the lights on and it has all the lights on, and it emitted heat.
It was heat.
Chilly in that
room. A little
room.
chilly in there, and we were able to get a little warm, and we were able to get enough privacy because sometimes I get a nervous stomach before I have to do my thing.
They
so
even had showers.
They did. They had everything.
If I'd known that, I'd brought a towel and had a nice hot shower before.
Yeah, just take a shower for all of us there. Is that what you're going to do?
Well, there was the other one that wasn't being used.
All right, that's what I was going to say.
That's where I went to. I had to go to the bathroom. So
okay,
that's where I went to the other one.
And that part I liked. The setup's great. The acoustics,
Fantastic.
everything is set up for what exactly we did, an award show. Cannot complain. The people at the Performing Arts Center were very nice. Everyone was
corporate events team. We love working with them.
Yes, everything was splendid. Nothing at all to holler about. Brett, I thought backstage was fine. More than enough room. Again, our corporate events teams really helped me. I want to send a
they're
shout out to my
fantastic.
girl Jasmine, who was helping me, keeping me online, telling me when things were going to happen. Did you get the name of the lady who was handing out the trophies?
Oh no, I don't.
But
She
Taylor
was-
Stern was
David
our
Hennessy was there.
yes, and Katie I think was the other.
Yep, she was my
yes, great.
my handler, if you will.
No problems
Michael
with
Phelps and his
the venue.
team were
Michael
great.
Phelps was great. I mean, I simply said hello, Mr. Phelps, as he was walking by. That's all the interaction I had with him. You interacted with him a little bit more, but everything was great. I had no problems with the venue, Brett.
But
But what?
here we go. No, I figured you had a but.
No, but it's not Lambeau.
Well,
that's my only
It doesn't
gripe.
have the name of Lambeau Field,
Yes.
but as far as logistics are
Yes.
concerned, pure logistics, and I'm talking staging, sound, lighting, and the amount of seats and the comfort within those seats, the Fox Cities Performing Arts Center stands alone.
Oh, I agree with that.
And the nice thing about moving it to the PAC, we had to move it to the PAC because simply we outgrew Lambeau Field. Remember last year, guys, we had to turn away, 400 people on the waiting
True.
list?
That's right.
And now we got those 400 people in last night. I bet you we had, Rosie, 1,400 people easy there.
Easy,
They were filling
yeah.
the top level of the theater. So moving that week, now we can invite anybody. There will never come a time, I think the capacity is 2,100. There'll never be a time when we're turning away people like we had to do at Lambeau Field. And they're much more comfortable in the
Yep.
theater seating, cushier chairs. It's sloped back, like theater
sure.
seating. So, and now by moving it to the Fox Cities Performing Arts Center, we are also able to expand. We went from 6 nominees per sport to 8 nominees to bring more people in. We were able to invite more teams. We had 9 state championship teams that we honored last night, so we can invite full teams. We can expand the show in that way and get more people there, more people to enjoy the entire experience of the evening. That's what I was kind of reaching out to some people last night, just saying, I hope that, there were a couple complaints, and we're not going to get into those, but that I hope that you were able to enjoy the entire experience
Right.
of taking pictures on the red carpet,
Yes.
mingling with the best of the best. And
Yes.
you are one of the best if you're there, right?
You're right.
To just hanging out together as a team again, or teammates, to watching an Olympic legend, listening to what he had to say, and it was a very good speech, talking about his issues with anxiety and depression, so prevalent today. And a lot of those kids in the crowd I'm sure, are going through anxious times. And
Right.
he just had some great pieces of advice, and it's the overall experience. To be invited to that event, it should be truly an honor, whether you won an award. You won just by being there. And to experience that with your family, your friends, your teammates, I hope these kids and coaches remember that for the rest of their lives.
Before and after the show, I thought was pretty telling because people still congregated out in the Performing Arts Center in the main lobby and things like that. They had a couple of photo ops where you could stand in front of like a big trophy, and then the backing, of course, of the Wisconsin High School Sports Awards show, or any of the High School Sports Awards show, I should say. And then, obviously we had our red carpet. Margaret Notchek, by the way, did a great job with that.
Yes, she did.
You're right, Brett. It is about the total experience. And I think that is what you come for, right? So for basically 3 hours, let's just, the show was an hour and 45 minutes. Then you got, 30, 45 minutes
doors
before,
open a
30,
little bit
40,
before
30
6,
minutes
yeah.
after. You get the whole experience. That's why we want you there. That's why you pay the ticket. It's a whole, and I cannot stress this enough. You are among peers. You're among the best in the state. And not only that, everyone looks great, right? All the guys, thankfully, by the way, thank you for all the guys. I always kind of take the guys to task a little bit because sometimes they come up there with the jeans. I've seen that in the past shows. Not this time. Everyone looked great.
Dressed to the nines, right?
Everyone's dressed to the nines. I was very impressed. I'll give a shout out to my homies getting it done because the girls are going to come, correct, right? They're going to come and they're going to be all dressed up in their prom dress or whatever, something very nice. So the guys had to match, and they did. So I got to give them credit for that. And everyone looks great. The parents are proud. The parents are taking pictures with their kids with the backdrops and everything like that. That is what is most important, is being there, the entire experience, Brad. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, we were talking off before the podcast. I was talking with some other colleagues, including Rosie. It's like, if one of my sons was part of a state championship team, and I was thinking, what a fun night that would have been. You go there, you come to Appleton, you grab some dinner somewhere, you're dressed up, you're with probably parents and friends, right, of teammates and stuff, and you're just gathering. Then you go in the show and you know how it is. Parents are posing with their kid and on the red carpet and stuff, and then you walk inside, you see the beautiful theater, best in the state, as I said before. You're like, wow, this is fantastic, and then you're just part of the excitement. You're just there soaking it in and just being thankful. I would think that you're there, and then all of a sudden you have Michael Phelps, who is, again, one of the more well-known athletes out there, talking to the kids and having a great message, just having some substance to his conversation. I would have left there thinking this was fantastic.
Right. I agree with you.
This was fantastic just to be in the theater and be a part of it. So I just hope, it's just different nowadays. And sometimes you wonder if, at least the emails, I've gotten a lot of really good feedback so far. Great feedback. So
all throughout the show and before and after, I got great feedback just by walking among the people, Brett. I really did.
Good. So you hope that there's an appreciation, because Gannett puts this out company-wide, nationwide. They've already had shows in Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Milwaukee, us. They're going to Sioux Falls, I think, this weekend, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They'll be in Phoenix and Detroit and, Knoxville, Louisville, all over the place, Florida, New Jersey. And I think they're adding even 4 more shows next year. So this is a commitment to Gannett, by Gannett, to connect with the communities, to really target an audience as we transform into a digital company, a self-sustainable digital company, that this is the next generation that we want to capture, and we can own this locally. And for us, we're in such a hotbed of local high school sports. Everything's important. Wisconsin's a sports state. The Packers matter, the Brewers matter, obviously the Bucks going to the Eastern Conference Finals, Badgers, but so does the high school scene.
Oh, absolutely.
And it is a big deal in this state, and it is particularly a big deal in our 10 USA Today Network Wisconsin markets. So we saw it last night with so many people there. So I just, again, hope that there's an appreciation, and I hope people had a good time and see it for what it is, because it's a celebration of every single athlete and coach that was in that theater last night.
What do we need to improve on, Brett? That's great, but as much as you're a perfectionist, we always look to improve, and everyone actually that should be a mantra for everyone. Look to improve by 1% every day. That's a Kimberly one I'm stealing there. Get better 1% every day. From Coach Jones. Thank you, Coach Jones. You're always influential to us. But and I think the one thing that stands out is for the championship teams, let's give them more love. And I really think we should. We'll talk about that in the future. Maybe hopefully be able to nail that down, because I think we've talked about how we could handle that, Brett.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely something that will add to the show, not just something that's obligatory. Something that will add to the show.
Yeah, I agree. Again, moving into a bigger theater, we were able to invite those teams that we couldn't have done at Lambeau Field. So hopefully, again, those teams and the players and coaches that were there, and I think most of them did, really soaked it in and enjoyed the entire experience. And they were recognized. There was a section where we talked about, hey, we have 9 state champions, and their names were on the screen as teams. But I agree. This was the first year we've done it. It was the first year we tried it. I think we might have even been one of the guinea pig markets to try it because we had the venue space.
Okay.
So what can we do? I think you're right. Maybe we give them a verbal announcement. Maybe we ask them to stand up and we give them a round of applause, that sort of thing. Those are things that I'll bring up to the corporate events team as we look to tweak and improve, because I'm sure that will be a tweak and an improvement as we move forward. However, having said all that, it was really neat to still be able to invite those teams in and let them experience what they haven't been able to experience the previous 3 shows just because of capacity
You're exactly
issues.
right, Brett, because they didn't have to be there.
They didn't have to be there.
They weren't there in years past. We didn't invite teams.
And we wouldn't have been able to at Lambeau Field because we would have run out of space. So now we have the space to do it. So let's bring them in if we can.
So there's give and take. We're figuring this out, and we strive to get better. I think that's what people need to realize, is that we're not staying. It's not a static thing. We're looking to get better.
We're trying new things, and sometimes when you try a new thing at first, it went well, but you're like, as you're doing it, and then you're getting some feedback, you're like, you know what? Yeah, we can do better. But still, show that you appreciated the fact that you were in that setting last night, because they deserved it. Every state championship team deserved it. Every athlete, every coach, every nominee, everybody deserved to be there.
Now, Rosie, you were back there in the technical aspect of it. Everything went fine, right? You liked the way it was set up and everything?
Yeah, it was extremely easy to get the feed, the internet.
Had a little bit of a snafu, but that was update on the machine. That
Okay,
was,
gotcha.
Because the software, I mean, like I said, they updated since
It
we
always
slept.
updates right when you don't need it to.
Pretty much. Glad I reset it after an hour before showtime because it had about a 15-minute update.
Okay. Were you sweating it out a little bit?
Well, it was an hour, so I was like, okay, I think I got some time. But
Okay.
yeah, otherwise it went smooth as butter. Looked great. I made a few modifications myself just to acknowledge some of the winners, giving them lower thirds. Technical stuff that really a lot of listeners probably don't really care about.
Okay.
So.
All right.
I'll only say this, though. Let's give a shout-out to Taylor Stern because you came into the dressing room. The red carpet had started, and you were like, we're not getting any internet.
Yeah.
I texted Taylor, again, from the corporate events
Great.
team,
Great
within
girl.
like a minute.
Yep.
That somebody was back there.
Yeah,
helping,
Jasmine
Jasmine
was
came
back
there,
helping me, and then
So they hustled.
Yeah.
she was
Jasmine's great. That's why I worked with.
she was on it.
I was a little worried. I'm like, boy, I hope we have this stream but at that time I'm getting ready to go on. You're getting ready to go on. I'm like, but they were there, fixed it, and got it, or helped you get it going.
Yep. Yeah, I found something that was switched over when the software updated, and we were good to go then.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and the numbers on the stream have
Yeah,
been
very
phenomenal.
very good.
And-
All
yeah, go
throughout on Vimeo they were, and then throughout all the 10 Gannett Facebook sites was very good.
I
Good-
will
good
say
news.
this: the corporate events team, from what I could tell and from what they said, giddy about how this show went. And I'm going to stick out our chest a little bit. I think it's going to end up being one of the best in the entire
Well,
tour.
we'll see.
As far as attendance, as far as
You know what really would have made it
numbers
better?
on the stream. What's that?
More me. I love me some me.
And that's something we're going to talk about.
I
too.
love me some me.
They like to go with more of a single host setting, but I think that
We'll
I-
talk to them about it.
well, let's say this: as we get more sponsors back on board, we'll have more people representing those organizations that will be presenting the Premier Awards.
Right.
So there'll be and I think that's important because when
I don't disagree with that.
when I was up, well, for a lot of ways, obviously, from it goes without saying, but even from being up there were times when my mouth was getting pretty dry. I'm like, man, I could use a little bit of a breather. There's a lot to say, a lot to.
We'll
spit out.
talk. We'll talk to corporate about it, or I will.
Well, there's a reason I call you guys the best dang prep sports duo in the state.
It's not, and it's not just that. I think it flows better. I remember when we did it, just you and I, that one time. I mean, was it the one with Ripken?
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't have to be exactly like that, but there's breaks where you can go take
Yes.
a chill pill. I can go take a chill pill while you're up there, and everyone's happy. I.e., me.
There you go.
I agree.
More you.
I think it works better that way too.
What stood out? Let's get to some shout outs a little bit. Who stood out to you among the athletes? Can I start here? I'm
Go
going to throw
ahead.
a couple people out there, and then maybe you can add some. Emma Nagel.
Yeah.
She is a beast. And I talked to her after the show. I gave her congratulations. She stood out to me, and she won, I think, a basketball player of the year, girls soccer player of the year, and was right there with Hannah Vandenberg of Little Shoot, who won athlete of the year. A phenomenal group of female
And it
athletes.
also included Brooke Jaworski.
And Brooke Jaworski, can you
Wausau
believe
West.
that? She was right there too. So
that was a very impressive collection
Yes.
of female athletes. And
yes,
I know as we were talking about it and then voting as a collective group, it was tough.
it was tough.
But
No. I mean, to me, Vandenberg with being exceptional at three
sports.
different sports, that kind of gave her the edge, and
she gets it back to back.
that was great. And someone who else stood out to me was first off, I'd never really seen Derek LeCaptain like up close.
Big kid.
He's a big kid, not just a big kid. He's a thick kid.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean? He's pretty well built. I know he played rugby. I'm like, oh boy, this is a big guy. And then another kid who kind of stood out to me was Bryce Hittner.
Yeah, he's a big kid too.
He's a big kid for being like 5'7". And who else? Someone else came up to me. Can someone tell Edgar Heredia to he doesn't have to lift so much? He's a soccer player.
Yeah.
The guy looks like he's a starting running back for some
He
team,
went back
but
to
he's
back
out there.
winning
Yeah.
boys soccer.
But yeah, anybody else stick out for you? I was also going to mention Sydney Supley as well, but
well, yeah, the Oshkosh North and
Oh,
how
yeah.
they dominated the girls softball.
all the finalists.
three of the four in attendance as far as nominees were finalists, but look at what they're doing on the softball field.
Right.
They are an absolute machine. I don't know if anybody's going to beat them this year. I mean, they're on a mission, as we talked about, after they got upset last year in, was it regionals or sectionals? I can't remember.
It was regionals.
Yeah, and they were the heavy favorite to win it last year. So now they're taking their frustrations out on everybody.
It was
now.
a little bit of the Virginia and Baltimore, whatever the team,
UMBC.
16 once. It was a team they had annihilated Fond du Lac. Then they played them right away in the first round, and they were out.
Goes to show you it happened, but it happens, but it's not going to happen this year.
Well, go ahead.
Not an athlete who stood up, but how about Bob Hyland, St. Mary's Springs
Yes,
football
correcting
coach,
you.
who was about to make me to do either some up downs or he's going to make you and I do an Oklahoma drill.
Yeah,
he was a little mad at me, I think, and because I apparently had some inaccuracies. Actually, it was taken from an official WIA release.
Yes.
So that's where we got some of the information as far as historical context for what Coach Hyland has accomplished at Springs. Actually, it made him even more successful, apparently. So he should have just run with it. But he kind of looked at me again and gave me a little snarl and a glare. I'm like, Coach, relax, my friend. It's not that big of a deal.
That's Coach Hyland. Love Coach Hyland. Known him for
you've won
a
a lot
long
of
time. I've known him for actually more than 20 years. He's a great, great guy. And Brett, he's very in your face. He doesn't shy down. He doesn't shy back. He's a great guy. But you're right. He is a teddy bear.
And can I say one more thing that stood out was Michael Phelps.
Again,
studying him and in knowing some of his story about depression and anxiety, that's really where I wanted to steer the conversation. And just some of the things that he said, like try to eliminate the word can't from your vocabulary. It's okay to not be okay. To seek help if you need help. It's not a sign of weakness. And there's a mental health issue in this country, and there's a stigma that we've hopefully helped eliminate through our Kids in Crisis series, which we're going to be starting up again with some town halls coming up in Appleton and Green Bay and Wausau. The coolest thing was when I found that video about, we talked about it last night, about every time you walk through a door, say something good about yourself. Think something good about yourself. Think about how many doors you go through in the course of a single day. And he said that as he was kind of skeptical, and then as he started doing it, he started feeling a lightness about him. His depression was lifting, his anxiety was getting better. Because the mind is such a powerful thing, and the more you say something, the more you're going to believe something. So you say good things about yourself when you walk through a bathroom door, an office door, a grocery store door, your car door. Say something good, and there's like 100 some times you're doing that within the course of a day, if not more.
It's kind of like Saturday Night Live skit with Stuart Smalley, except you're going through doors. Remember, I'm good enough, whatever.
I'm good enough.
Gosh darn it, people like me. One more thing before we go to Rosie here, I want to get I look like you wanted to say something. One thing that needs to go away.
What's that?
And look, I'm not the fashion police, but the whole. And it's not just Phelps; it's everyone. It seems is doing the whole suit thing with no socks.
Yeah, I know.
Awful. That is an awful look. I'm not saying you gotta. I like the skinny suit thing is fine, but that just looks terrible. Am I right, Brett?
Well, I'm not the one to comment on fashion. I'm not the most fashionable guy in the world. I will.
But you look fantastic in your suit yesterday. You look good.
I say it's funerals, weddings, and sports award shows is when you're going to find me in a suit.
Okay, there you go. But yeah, come on, gotta go. Rosie.
I was just going to say we got some shout-outs on Facebook for you guys. Jerry Laundry.
Yeah, okay, Jerry. Hi.
Jerry and I share a birthday.
Wendy Reed says, great show last night. Michael Phelps was a phenomenal speaker.
But Wendy, he wasn't wearing socks. Come on. You're a woman. That can't be cool. That can't be cool.
I don't know. She was happy Brett got a haircut.
Yes, thank you.
And
short.
Tammy Plate, she's got to give a shout out to Brett, looking pretty sharp last night.
Yeah, he was
representing Little Shoot.
Thank you
well.
Very nice, very nice.
That.
But
now,
thank goodness you wore socks.
Now, for some reason, I thought because they had a faraway camera on Phelps when he walked off, I thought he was wearing boots and like his bottom of his pants kind of got caught.
Yes,
on top
that's what
of
I'm
him.
saying because his calf was showing.
Oh, okay.
And
That was
everything.
those were his calves.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Good guy. He was
Nothing
very,
wrong with
very,
it,
very
but
Oh,
he should wear
phenomenal
socks.
guy.
Yeah, if he's comfortable without socks. Wendy Reed says Phelps is a swimmer, so he is probably more comfortable not wearing socks.
Yeah, it's probably right. Yeah. And I will say this. Oh, by the way, getting back to the athletes, was that the record for most athletes on our stage when the Fox City Stars came up?
That or Bayport girls basketball, but yeah, I suppose the Stars.
Yeah.
I was trying to say scooch in, and I was looking like, who is Maddie Jablonski? Because
which one?
I'm still not sure if they gave her the
Yeah. No, it was her speaking.
But
Yeah,
like
she was the
one,
one that
dress,
spoke,
I remember.
yeah.
one person kept saying it's not me, and yeah, it is. It's her. And I was like, just somebody take the trophy and speak, please, because
Okay.
we got to get this show done.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and they're having a good time, and
And I think the Wausau West hockey player might have taken the record for the quickest acceptance speech.
I had
think it
barely
lasted
walked
5
away.
seconds. Yeah, he was like, Bill, you had to right away show him to the side. So yeah, great show, very memorable.
Well,
and
I thought Hannah Vandenberg would talk a little bit more, but it's like
she's
thanks.
won it so many times.
she's
She's a woman of few words.
yeah, I would say so. She's not gonna.
I don't know when she's been here. I guess maybe on a stage setting. When she's here, she's very
Think
talkative.
about that.
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
about how actually I got to give all those kids, Hannah and everybody else credit. They're standing in front of 1,400 plus
Yeah.
people. That's not easy to do.
For us, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
It is, but I have to say I was a little nervous. Usually I'm not nervous in those things. I had little butterflies last
Really?
night. I don't know why.
Wow, you did
New
well.
area.
You covered it up well.
New,
Well, every time I went off stage, I puked. But
Oh,
There you
nice.
go,
Okay.
see. Yeah.
All right.
no, but in what a run of guests. We started as 2016 with Cal Ripken Jr. Then we had Clay Matthews in 2017. Last year, Aaron Rodgers, and now this year, Michael Phelps. So, does that lead into our fantasy draft?
No, we'll get to that in a little bit. Let me just quickly do my nibbly bits, okay? This is where I just let everyone know what future stuff I have coming up this week or maybe going into next week. I am going to be talking with McKaylee Kuhn, the Hilbert great athlete who would have been probably nominated, Brett. I think she was nominated for, volleyball. I can't remember, but unfortunately suffered an ACL injury in basketball. And which ended her season, I think, in the sectional final game, which they possibly could have won and gotten to the state tournament if she had maybe stayed, healthier or whatnot. But I'll be talking to her how she's doing, give me an update. I know she's going on to play in college. Great three-sport athlete. Just wants to see what's up with her. Brett, this is interesting about the Apple Classic. So Appleton North now is pulling out of the Apple Classic.
The basketball?
Yeah, the basketball tournament with FEL, Xavier, and Appleton East. What is the future of the Apple Classic? I'm going to see if I can talk to some people and find what that is going to be all about. Are they going to invite a fourth team into the tournament? Because it seems kind of weird that Appleton North is. We know Appleton West already has not been a part of that because they like doing their non-conference schedule, which, by the way, is what Appleton North is doing with Chris Kellett. They want to just do something a little bit different instead of the Apple Classic during that time. More power to them. It's just, what about that Apple Classic? It's always a thing right with
before
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Yep. So is that going to be
yeah.
around still?
Right before Thanksgiving and then right after Thanksgiving.
Right. And then something that's current in this respect, I am going to be going to the Northeastern Conference track and field meet this Saturday. So
Over in
please
Denmark.
check out postcrescent.com for updates on that. That's a lot of fantastic athletes in that conference, and I'll be updating it with my Twitter as well, but also compiling all the results of that. So look for that and possibly a feature following that as well, entering next week.
There you go.
All right. Hey, Brett, again, no Varsity Roundtable, but we're going to do our fantasy draft. Now, listen, this is what it's all about. It's our ideal upcoming Wisconsin High School Sports Awards show guest. So, who went first last week? I think, did I go first last week? I can't even remember. We never remember this stuff. Brett,
No.
I'll let you go first.
Okay, so have you announced the fantasy draft?
Yes.
Ideal upcoming Wisconsin High
Yes.
School Sports Awards show guest. Who would we like to see in future shows?
Yes, I know who you're going to pick.
You do?
I do. I have a feeling. If not, I'm snagging him at 2, or unless I go
Okay.
third.
So I'm okay.
Brett with the first pick.
I'm just trying to think.
Remember, money isn't an issue. It's whoever.
Money is an issue. I'm thinking about attendance. Who would move the needle? And I'm going to go with number 4, Brett Favre. I think
Okay.
that guy would
Yes.
pack. No pun intended. The PAC.
Rosie.
I am going to go with Serena Williams.
Wow,
That'd be good, too.
like that.
Yep.
I really do like that because that frees up Michael Jordan for me, my
MJ.
friend.
Oh, yeah.
Does
that'd
MJ
be-
do much as far as appearances like that?
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
I'm
it's
just
our
curious.
host.
I'm just curious. I'm just asking.
Probably not. We probably can't afford him. But Michael Jordan would be my number 1 pick in this way.
That's a good pick.
Now, you know what? I didn't clear this out necessarily. Does it has to be a sport? Has to be an athlete?
Yes, it's got to be an athlete.
Or a coach, right?
Wait.
Let's stay with athlete because that's what all these shows have been. They have not had former coaches.
Okay.
on.
All right.
Until we break that mold, then,
Okay.
Yeah.
In that vein, then.
Say Mike McCarthy.
No. I'm going to go with, and I know it's hard to make this happen, but let's just say we can make this happen because of the logistics or anything. I'm going to say Christian Yelich, only because, and I know it would be next to impossible because he's playing, but in terms of timeliness, how popular he is right now, I'm going with Christian Yelich.
All right.
Because I already went with the basketball player with my first one.
All right.
Go ahead. Rosie.
I'm going to go with Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Shaquille O'Neal.
You got to talk like him, though. This is Shaq.
This is Shaq.
All right.
Shaq is Rosie's.
Being
Brett,
what I put-
you have the next
be-
two picks.
It's probably impossible to happen, but you talk about moving the needle and packing the place. Giannis. I want to see Giannis, the Greek
Yep.
freak, as one of our special guests. But
Great pick, Brett.
But the Bucks are, unfortunately, they're relevant now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I
for a
think
few
they're going
years,
to be
yeah.
busy come May now in the next number of years. Is it my turn again?
Third round pick.
Tiger Woods.
Ooh, good one.
He's got a story to share.
That is outstanding. Good pick. Rosie.
Oh, let's see. I think. Do you go with celebrity or with? I think I'm going to go with. No one would probably know him, but I just think he would be an excellent guest. Ray Allen, the former
people know
Buck.
him.
Interesting pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with someone that everyone knows and they would love to see him. David Beckham.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good choice. I like that.
And then I have a fourth one, huh? Wow. Interesting.
This is
All
tough,
right.
isn't it?
This is tough. Now you're getting down after the 369 that we've picked. Let me run down, by the way, who we picked. Brett, so far, heading into the fourth round. You have Brett Favre, Giannis, and Tiger Woods. That's a heck of a threesome right there.
Thank you.
Rosie, Serena Williams, Shaquille O'Neal, and Ray Allen. And I have Michael Jordan, Christian Yelich, and David Beckham. So my fourth round pick, boy, this is tough. You know what? I'm going to go a little out of the box. I'm trying to get a nice spread. I'm going to go with Conor McGregor.
Really?
Oh, wow.
He might get into a fight.
Yeah. Maybe because I just want to hear that Irish accent. Rosie.
Let's see. I am going to. I think I'm going to go with someone. I'm going to go with J.J. Watt.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one.
That is a very good one. Brett, your final pick.
Steph Curry.
Oh, yeah. Very popular. Good one. Funny, no one picked LeBron.
LeBron's
He's fading a little bit, isn't he?
I think people are tired of his
His antics. All right, well, here, let's go through these again. Brett, your four picks. Brett Favre, Giannis, Tiger Woods, Steph Curry.
Pretty good.
Rosie, Serena Williams, Shaquille O'Neal, Ray Allen, and J.J. Watt. And mine is Michael Jordan, Christian Yelich, David Beckham, and Conor McGregor. So I'm going to put these all up. Maybe you guys have some feedback
Conor
on it.
McGregor eliminates you immediately.
No,
because
it does
he would
not.
just start beating everybody up.
No, it's not. He isn't going to beat anybody up. I just think it'd be a very interesting guest to have, and I think there'd be a buzz there with him there. I really do think so.
Well, it'll be interesting to see.
Now, here's a
we'll
quick
start
one.
Talking
Now,
about next year soon.
This is just out there. Live or dead, who would be your top choice? Just would do just one choice, one pick each. Who would be your top
Brett?
live or dead?
Live or dead? Well, I got to go with the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
would
would
be
have
mine
been
too.
mine one. Yeah,
That would have been mine too. Boy, I'll let you pick now if you want to.
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
Jackie
that'd be
Robinson.
great.
Oh, that's a great one too. Boy, if I had anybody, Babe Ruth.
Oh, yeah.
You can't go wrong with
Yeah.
our three that we just picked
Yeah.
right there.
Those are pretty good
Am
ones.
I right? Or Lombardi,
Lombardi.
Yeah.
Would be, I thought about him,
but
again,
not
as
an
a coach,
athlete.
yeah.
Not an athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably win that one too with Muhammad Ali. So
Oh,
I win
God,
everything
yes.
today.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
we'll see. Give us your feedback, by the way. Please do so when I post these up, probably tomorrow with everything.
We'll
So
start planning. I was joking with the corporate events team last night, Taylor, and I said, well, the nice thing about tomorrow, meaning today, is I won't have to see any emails from you.
yeah,
And she laughed, and David Hennessy said, yeah, but come August, you're going to start seeing emails again. So in August, you know how quickly
it goes quickly.
goes
yes.
fast. Next thing you know, it is August, and we're looking at the 2020 Wisconsin High School Sports Awards show. We'll have to pick a date, and we'll have to start working on. We'll have post-show meetings, I would think, too, and what to improve upon, as we talked about, and maybe get a guest list started as far as the 2020 show.
Outstanding, Brett. Thank you so much again. Hey, we had a great show yesterday and today. So again, another shout out to everyone that was involved with it. People who maybe didn't get any love or recognition, like Mike Sherry.
Oh, Mike Sherry deserves a ton.
Mike Sherry was critical in getting a lot of the bios in and all that kind of stuff. He was basically, Brett, you and him kind of worked on this the most, so a lot of love out there to him and everyone else on our team that kind of made things happen. Again, Margaret Notchick did a great job.
Wendy Reed mentioning her did a great job on the red carpet.
With the red carpet, and I'm glad she did.
Tom
Dombeck, Scott Vency, who wrote the story. Myself, but Rosie, Brett, everyone that was involved with this. I'm sure there was a lot of people that we're forgetting. Boy, I feel like I'm on the stand right now. Robert Zizzo came down, and Mark Trinan. Everyone that had a stake in this, Jim Fitzhenry, everyone that had a hand in this, and as well as the crew from corporate that came down and helped with this.
Taylor Stern, David Hennessy, Allison Westcott, Kelly Gallagher.
Yep.
Gabe,
I can't even pronounce his name.
Hauari.
Harari.
He's a Virginia guy, but he's a good guy, and he did a lot of the live tweeting.
Everyone did
Tilkins,
great.
He was big on the social
again, my girl
side.
Jasmine did a great job, and Katie was very helpful. So good stuff, Brett. It was great. A great show. I can't wait to do it again. It's going to come up really quick. So
I can wait.
Okay, I know you can. All right, so that's another wrap up of the show. Hey, this is a special Thursday edition, so we'll see you back here next Wednesday for another episode of the Varsity Roundtable. Until then, everyone, have a great week. We'll see you back here real soon.
Ooh, a little off today. That's because I'm tired. A little off. You try it. Oh, you're way off. Are you kidding me? Come on.
That wasn't even
I shot it.
close.
I told you.